baby.
Hey, Kayla.
Hi, Iyanna.
Welcome to Fill in the Blank podcast.
Welcome.
Fill in the blank.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to another week here at Fill in the Blank podcast.
Whoop, whoop. What's up, fam?
We are recording for the second time in a day, and that's why we're in the same clothes.
Love that.
Oh, look, Ariel.
Focus, Kayla.
Okay. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I mean, we already know how we're doing because we talked about it on the last episode. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we're not going to really review that.
Yeah.
So we could just jump right into the episode.
Get into it, yeah.
Get into it, yeah. So there's been a thing, an idea, a topic that has been on my mind very heavily about treating people the way you want to be treated. So I grew up hearing the treat people the way you want to be treated thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. I get where it comes from, and I've always lived by it. But I've been thinking about more of how you don't necessarily succumb to other people's low vibrations on the other side of the coin. Because I get people say that in the positive sense, but there's another side to that too, that like, oh, if somebody treats you bad, you're going to treat people the way that they treat you, you know?
Yeah, I was about to say, I think it depends on your definition of like how do you want to be treated?
Right. And I think I've been thinking about the other side of it recently.
What's the other side?
Just that you shouldn't allow other people to control how you treat them. If somebody does something that that's treating you poorly, right?
Mm-hmm.
That does not necessarily mean that you should also treat them poorly in return.
So you mean always live by your own integrity and your own morals.
Mm-hmm.
That's so if I actually live by the whole, treat people the way that you would want to be treated, I wouldn't expect someone after I treated them shitty to have like no boundaries with me. So I guess in a way I do still live by it. At the end of the day, people, all they have to give me is respect. I don't like everybody. I don't expect everybody to like me, but like offer me some form of human decency and respect.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's all I expect.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that? Because I feel like, okay, here's a better question. What has been the last time that somebody has basically taken you out of character? Can you share it at least?
Well, I think there are two, and most of the time they're in like, there are three recently. Which I don't know which one to share. So there are a couple times where a few scenarios where I might act out of care. Number one is if I sense a bully. If I sense a bully, I want to bully a bully. Another thing, but that's rare.
Mm-hmm.
That rarely happens. Another thing is it reminds me of my situationship. Granted, this didn't take me completely out of my character, but it led to a scenario where I was like, I want to do you dirty. And that's when he rejected me. I told you about the situation thing when we were out in public and I tried to go in for a kiss and he was like, I thought
yes,
you
did.
I said we were casually dating.
You
and
did.
It flipped. Oh, it made me pissed. But it made me feel like I needed to be in a position of power so I could hurt his feelings back, which is not healthy.
Yes.
Pretty toxic. And then the other one I think was of course in my lovely marriage, where I was like, I should do it back. But
make you feel how
you made me feel.
Yeah.
But yeah, those aren't healthy.
I've been trying to grow out of that.
Yeah.
I feel like I have okay. Right now I am trying to heighten my vibrational frequency.
Oh my God. Stop using this term, Kayla.
No, it's the truth. It's the truth.
I hate this term though. Vibrations.
Why?
Low vibration.
It's real. I think it's a real thing because we are all frequency.
Okay, you want me to tell you the research that I did into vibrations?
That's
and vibration?
fine.
Okay, so vibrational energy, it sounds so much more spiritual than what it actually is. The way that people talk about it. So research shows that, of course, your moods, your thought patterns, all those affect like your lifestyle, your healthy living, your heart rate, things like that. But there is not enough research to show that like vibrations affects like your thoughts. And
I
like,
saw that as well. I know that it doesn't, but the things that are connected to vibration have impacts on those things.
But I don't think it's things that are actually connected to vibrations. I think it's simply connected to like your thought process and okay, how do I describe this? Okay, so what I did find, is they said that everything in your body, everything as a whole has vibrations. Everything. It creates some form of electromagnetic wave, blah, 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 blah. So things like your heartbeat, that's a vibration / rate,
Right.
AKA rate, that you can measure. So things like anxious thoughts trigger hormones, cortisol, in your body that speed up the vibration, AKA the heart rate. But it's really the hormones that's doing it, not the vibrations that's doing it.
But wouldn't you categorize your energy as a vibration?
But I don't think energy is a real thing either. I mean, okay, granted, yes, energy is real, but I don't think when people are sensing energy from people, I don't think they're actually sensing energy from people.
What do you think they're sensing?
I don't know. Intuition. Maybe they're like noticing things they don't realize that they're noticing, or I don't know. But
so you don't feel like people have bad energy versus good energy?
I think some people, yeah, in a way, but I don't think like energy is like, it's not.
Well, no, it's not. It's not tangible, but I think that is where it kind of takes on the spiritual side, because everything in the world is not tangible. There are things that are in our world that we cannot necessarily see, put our hands on. There's not research to fit it.
Yeah.
You're going more like scientific based, and I'm talking on the end of more so like, what are you giving off to people?
I'm more fine with using terms like energy. Vibrations, though, that's where I'm like, all right, you lost me.
Why don't you like that term?
Because it sounds so stupid.
How does it sound stupid?
Your vibration, no vibrational food. That's what I think about. I think about that damn plate.
But
argument.
I'm not even talking about food. I'm not talking about food. I'm talking about the other things that make up of the energy, or I mean, it's an interchangeable word. The energy or the vibrational frequency in which you are communicating and interacting with other people at.
I just can't. I can't. It's the vibrational frequency.
Because we are all made up of frequencies, which are vibrations.
Okay, fine. Go ahead.
I mean, I have recently, this is not like a term that I have used a lot, but it is something that it's actually a book that I had sitting on our table for a very long time. It's called Vibrate Higher Daily.
Yeah.
And it's something that I have been getting more into. I mean, I think it's just a word. You could call it something different if you like. If some people think that certain words are
meaning.
Cringy versus not cringy.
I think words have exact meaning, and I think they should be used as they are supposed to be used.
So you just don't feel like the word is being used the way that it needs to?
Yeah, I think it's just like, why? Why are you saying that? Yeah.
Well, I haven't done, I mean, the episode wasn't fully just about the vibration, so I didn't do tons of research on it. I just know about the things that I didn't research necessarily on why they use the word vibration, but more so on what heightens it. Okay. And so I think that my mindset has been whatever the term is, because there are interchangeable terms for things. Like, you don't have to use the word vibration if you don't like it. But there are other terms for things in the way that you are, the energy or what you are giving across to other people. How is this coming across to other people? Yes? Stop.
I have a fact.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I've been watching some science stuff. But the human body is comprised of matter and energy. And remember when I texted you and I was like, did you know that we're made of stars? Like, we're literally stardust.
Nope, you lost me. You lost me.
How is it?
You lost me.
And so we have both electrical impulses, which is impulses, signals, and then chemical, which is the reaction aspect.
That is very true.
So we have both of them mixed. And
That
that's
is
what
true.
creates,
Oh, like
like, our
stars.
energy, right?
Oh, okay. Well, then just say it that way. You're saying we. You know,
I think that
No,
you.
we are.
But this is the thing. This is what it is with Iyanna. Iyanna likes things that are more tangible, that feels more fact-based.
I just feel like you can't just be using words. Like that's not. I mean, yes, words are meant to be poetic sometimes and metaphorical, but like I feel like when you're talking about stuff like this, like use the word that's supposed to be used. Don't just be
What is
like
the word you think that's supposed to be there?
I don't know. Even saying energy is fine. I think everyone understands what energy, even when someone's saying their energy is off, everyone understands that. But when you start throwing in words that people don't necessarily are, that are new to people, it's like, no, you can't use that. Like, don't.
But why? You can't use it because other people are ignorant.
But also, it's.
I'm about to look. Now I got to look something up.
Vibration says it's a person's emotional state, the atmosphere, place, or the associations of an object as communicated to and felt by others.
Okay.
She don't like it, y'all.
Informal and physics.
Help me, Ariel.
I missed the definition.
Oh, so the informal definition is a person's
Now let's
emotional
arguing
state,
about this.
I'm weak.
the place, or the associations
This is not what this
of
is
an
supposed to
object
be.
as communicated
It is
to
now.
and felt by others. So it's essentially almost the same thing. Pretty much.
That's what I'm saying. It's an interchangeable term. Like you don't like the word vibration, but it's the same thing as energy. It's just like how people can use synonyms for things. It's the same. It's the same thing. Like what are you giving across to people? Like, and just you can do things to heighten your energy levels. I think it's the same thing. What vibration is meaning. I don't know. I just feel like it's a term, like a synonym.
Okay.
That's how I view it, at least,
okay.
for energy. Ariel, do you have a thought?
I think it's just a trendy word right now.
Yeah.
You just think it's cringe.
I think it's cringe as hell.
Which is fun.
I think it's so cringe.
Yeah.
Why is it
One of my friends
cringy?
used to hate, I think vibe. Like this was in college, so if someone was like, "Oh, it was a vibe," she would get pissed. Like, what is that? What does that mean?
What's the
Like,
vibe?
explain it, because it's stupid. So you just think it's a cringe
I think it's
word.
some cringe. It's just cringe to me. Vibrations, ooh, the vibrations and the frequencies.
Vibrations and vibe are actually the same.
They're the same kind.
I feel like I like it because I've been more into the concept of like frequency,
Mhm.
if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
I've been more, and I understand that in pairing frequency, you have to talk about like,
But I don't even think the
vibrations.
frequency thing is like. So that's when you start pulling in like real scientific things. I need to see proof. I need to.
There's
see
proof.
facts.
I know that there is. I just, like you said, we wasn't supposed to go here. You smell the food.
Yeah, it smell good. I'm
We
getting
wasn't
hungry.
supposed to go here, so I didn't necessarily do the
Oh,
research.
facts. Well, then okay.
But no, it's okay. It's okay. We're on a little bit of a tangent. It's not bad. But I'm just saying, like, I have heard people talk about the facts behind this. I don't just necessarily like have it readily on hand to share it.
Okay.
Like I have heard stuff where I understand it, but here's my issue. I hear things and then I'm like, oh, that makes sense. But then I don't necessarily store the information in my mind. My brain doesn't work that way.
That's where I can't do it. I feel like if I can't understand it, I can't use it.
Yeah, I feel like
Vibe and energy. Would if someone said their energy is affecting or rising or improving?
Yeah.
Instead of like in substitution for the word vibration.
Because
would it be-
So when I hear energy, like someone's energy is off, I think like, oh, their mood, their attitude, those are still tangible, visible things for me. Like, oh, I can see that it's off. I can feel that it's off because you got a bad attitude. I'm not thinking like, oh, the vibrations and the.
Okay, I'm about to look it
The
up.
only way that I can compare the vibrations is like with sound bowl healing. because
Yeah.
there's actual vibrations that are calming,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, research definitely shows that calming music can
Yeah.
completely
But
calm
you're saying energy
you. But energy, like,
can't dictate the vibration.
yeah.
Okay,
'cause
this
there's not enough research to show that there's actually a correlation.
Here's the thing. It says you are a living energy field. Your
Yes.
body is composed of energy producing particles, each of which is in constant motion. So like everything and everyone else in the universe, you are vibrating and creating energy.
Facts.
So that's where the word is coming from, of people using vibration. It's just like
Energy vibrates. That's what energy does.
But
so
there's
what
no
are you
correl-
giving off? Like what are you?
But that's the thing. Like, yes, that is true. People are taking A and C and connecting it somehow, when it's not actually technically shown to actually connect. Is what I'm trying to say.
What do you mean? It says
So to you, are vibrations nonverbal?
yeah.
Or is it just like a sense of being?
Yeah.
That's your disconnect. You're
Because
saying
she's talking about the facts and the tangibles, and I'm saying this is intangible. It's not like something where you can necessarily, like, yeah, research is not going to show. Like, research is not going to say, like.
So when you say vibrations and like someone's frequencies, you really just mean like their vibe.
Vibration. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That's
Okay.
what I'm saying. I just feel like it's what, like, okay, for example, if you come into certain people's presence and they have like this calming kind of spirit.
She said pet me.
Yes.
Pet me.
If they have a calming spirit about themselves,
Mhm.
like I feel like that's a vibration.
Okay.
So that can be a vibration with context. So like tone. That's
Yeah.
verbal. That's,
Yeah.
You can hear that. That can be soothing to your body. So
Yes.
You're saying like the tangible thing of actually like what that person is doing to set the tone or energy, which you would then receive as a vibration.
It was
Yeah.
hard for me to understand because she's using terms that are typically measurable as just like a metaphor for something. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. But okay. Okay.
Now that we have the vibrational war out the way. Uh-oh.
Yes,
What
mama.
is it?
She's like,
What is it, sweet
I'm
girl?
trying to curl up.
Okay.
Oh,
Go
my
ahead.
God, Kayla, I can't. She's so sweet.
Yeah, do you want her?
No, she looks comfortable.
Violet, do you want a new home? Y'all, this is Violet, for those of you watching.
Yeah.
I will not abide by your stereotypes about black cats. I feel like people are very racist towards them, just how black people have been discriminated against, like the poor black cats of the world. Like, they are discriminated
Black
against.
cats matter.
And they do. Black cats matter. And she is literally the sweetest cat in the world. Like, I bet you
really
can't say the
is.
same for your orange cat.
Ooh, burn.
Can you? Look at her. She's just sitting here relaxing.
And she only been here for like a week.
Yeah. And she's just like cool with everybody. The lights are everywhere. There's contraptions set up. She's not spooked. She's just like, yeah, everything's fine. Right,
Adopt
Vi?
a black cat today.
Adopt a black cat today.
Okay, moving on.
Okay. Anyways, back to the conversation. So I have been, okay, this is why I was using vibration. I want, when people are in my presence, to get a certain...
It's ruined. My bad. I'm sorry. You want them to get good vibrations from you, huh?
But that, I mean, it comes from the inner work that I'm doing with myself. But when
Yeah.
people are in my presence, if I am typically the type of person that is I'm matching other people's energy, even when it is not aligned to the energy that I want to portray, then like, what am I giving off? Like, what are my standards? You know?
Yeah.
So I've been thinking a lot about that recently because of the fact that I feel like I've found myself in a lot of situations over time where I have acted out of my character and I have matched, like, that whole thing about matching energy when it's not necessarily who I define myself to be.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, that makes sense.
So, okay, let me go back to this because I did write some questions down. Okay, well, you shared your mindset about vibrational energy. How does it impact me?
Shoot.
Okay. So how does it impact me when I stoop to other people. I feel like I set myself back.
It depends.
So this whole I'm so weak not to laughing. I feel like life is cyclical and life happens in patterns.
Facts.
Life is a game. And you either gonna level up or you gonna repeat the level.
Okay.
So when you choose to not level up when you're supposed to, you're just gonna repeat that level. And I feel like there's a lot of things that have come up in repetition in my life because of the fact that I did not stand on business of showing my true character. Like I had the choice to act differently than the person and I chose to meet them where they were at.
Okay.
What about you? You said it depends.
It depends. Sometimes I think
But the evil
it's
laugh.
worth it.
When is it worth it, Iyanna?
You know that scenario of like people bullying people and bullying the bully? That feels great. That always feels great.
Not bullying the bully.
I be bullying the bully. That don't happen that often though. It doesn't. Not anymore.
I used to do that a lot too.
Yeah, not in adulthood because I just don't put myself around bullies. But when I am, it's playtime. Let's see what else.
So you basically take on, okay, real quick. You basically decide that you gonna be somebody's karma.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
But
like
it usually
precisely.
The karma being, so it's the karma that you put out, you always come back. It always comes back.
it don't though. Not when you bullying a bully. It don't. I promise it don't. I promise it don't. Or that's why I'm like, the cycle is complete. I completed the cycle. This is the end of the road.
But how do you make that decision?
Because God has put you in a place to bully the bully. You're not always supposed to take the higher route in life.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel. I feel like most times, yes, take the higher route. Because at the end of the day, if you do something that's really uncalled for, or not even uncalled for, something that's outside of your integrity and your morals, then that's when it's like, it's definitely going to come back to you. And you're going to feel extreme shame after the fact when you've gotten past your rah-rah stage. Now, granted, I never feel bad about bullying the bully. I don't. That's not outside of my integrity or my more. That's within my values, okay? That's who I is, okay? But it's only, I'm telling you, it's only when this bully is bullying somebody else. If it has something to do with me, then I just feel like, whatever, shut the fuck up. But if I see somebody else, it's game time, bruh. That's your
I think
ass.
that's the part. She's sitting here for the episode.
You want to sit here too, Marcus? You want to sit here curled up on the other side? Oh, okay.
So I think that's the part that I have a hard time with because of the fact that I feel everything so deeply. And so I think it might be different for different people. I cannot take on that role because it will come back and it will bite me.
Oh.
It will come back and bite me.
No.
Whenever I try to match energy or I think I'm teaching somebody a lesson, it never goes good.
I if I'm trying to teach someone a personal lesson, like if they personally did me wrong, that never goes well. Now, if I'm doing it for someone else, I never feel bad about it because I'm like, that's justice for so and so. They couldn't get. I'm essentially advocating for somebody.
That's actually celebrated.
Advocating for people who can't do other things.
Come on.
Well,
Who can't stick up for themselves.
Well, yes, I believe in the advocacy.
She said, "Where my daddy at?"
Yeah, she heard him come out. I believe in the advocacy, but I think.
You're not on the mic right now.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
I believe in the advocacy, but I guess for me, I have to do it a certain way. Like I can't bully the bully.
Oh.
I have to.
Right. It might not look
But I
like
don't
that.
think everyone
Right.
can have that role. I think that's fine.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. It's just
not within
my role.
everyone's like personality even.
Because
that
I already
saggy.
hate conflict to begin with.
Oh no.
Conflict does not feel good for me to begin with.
Bring
Oh,
that
she's
shit
coming
on.
back.
Bring that shit on. What's up?
So it's very difficult for me to insert myself. Like I like to kind of be more so the behind the scenes person of like
I see.
I can have more so like personal conversations. I think that it's more of me making other people feel seen and understood and getting them to kind of face themselves in a different type of way.
No, because I feel like not everyone have that. See, because I'm thinking of two people already in my head. Number one was good old Shaky Shake. Okay.
Oh yeah.
But
That's what I'm saying. What could you do to somebody like him to get him to understand?
You don't. So you just be me. just for the sake of being me. And he was so confused by, why don't you like me? Are you serious? Do you want me to list them?
I will say though, when there is somebody who I don't like, I typically just kind of like remove myself completely.
I do that sometimes, most of the time.
Like, okay, for example, this is really bad, but there was a student that I really did not like last school year at the high school. I could not stand this kid. No, for real. And anybody who works at a school, they're lying to you if they tell you, oh, I live all the no. There's always going to be at least one kid that really sets you off. And this kid really set me off. Like, I could not stand to see him coming my direction.
Oh my God.
No, it was bad. And so what I would do is just completely ignore his existence. That's how I dealt with that. If something was going on, he needed some help, I don't know, go ask such. Like, I just removed myself because I knew that if I engaged with him, I was going to pop off. Actually, one time I was on the phone with Ariel and he was talking to me and I popped off on him. And that's why I was like, this is the reason why. She was like, I was scared. You were going back and forth with the kid. I'm like, I'm not scared because I don't like this kid. I don't like this kid. And so that's the reason why I just completely like disengage and I try not to get into conflicts, because I feel like if I get into conflicts like that where I'm like matching energy, I'm like, let's go low. It's the Scorpio in me. It's all or freaking nothing.
I feel it.
So if I go there, we're going. So I'd rather not go.
I feel
and
that.
That's why I'm trying at this stage of my life to actually choose the high road, even when other people are not choosing the high road. Like, who is the person, like, when people meet me and people interact with me, who do I want them to describe me as? Like, what do I want to make people feel that are around me? I think that's what I'm more so concerned with right now in my life. Like, there are people that I could think about in my mind that every time I'm around them, or majority of the time, because people have, days, but they just like, they literally just give off like a certain energy, you know? And I think about like, how do I make people feel when I'm around them? Like, do people feel good to be around me? Am I draining to be around? And do people not want to like come around me? Like, what is the energy I'm giving off? So that's what I've been really hyper fixating on recently.
I think I just, at the end of the day, I want to be proud of myself.
Yeah.
I want to be proud of myself and I want to be a good role model for my kids. And so sometimes in order to ask myself, like, what would I want my kids to do? What is something, if my kids were watching, what is something that they would take from how I'm acting right now? But I usually only think like that, like in the middle of like a really hard decision. It's like, and that's usually with relationships. It's like, what would be the best option here?
Yeah.
Which helps to at least help me live by my own moral standard and values. Fuck everybody else's though. But my own.
Yeah, your own.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing, like still having I guess it's the acceptance that there's going to be a balance and like different people are going to get different versions of you. There are people out there today, right now, if they were listening to this, they'd be like, oh yeah, that girl, she's horrible. Like, don't like her, hate her. And you know what? I can understand.
Oh, Kayla.
No, I'm not saying it in like no, it's not in that way, but it's just in terms of like, there have been points and times in my life where things were probably not the best. Yeah. And that's what people got from me, not the best. Because I was doing something. I was doing something.
That was all learning. You were growing.
Yeah, well, I hope that
being a little shit, but you were growing nonetheless.
Oh yeah, definitely being a little shit.
I mean, clearly you were growing for you to look back and be like, I mean, I get it. Hi, honey.
She's back.
Hi.
You gonna lay down with Iyanna?
No.
Oh yes. What else you got to say?
What do you want to say to the people, Violet?
Huh?
Nothing. Okay. All right. Let me go back to my little list. This episode has been
a whirlwind.
What encouraged you or does not encourage you to treat people the way that they treat you?
Myself. Really my own moral guideline, my own values. At the end of the day, I want to be someone who lives by integrity, who is honest, who you know, who's mature, wise.
Violet, that's what you get. I have previously stooped to other people's levels because I didn't want to be the bigger person.
Oh.
I feel like a lot of times I end up being the bigger person. And I hate that for me.
Yeah.
Because I want other people to be able to stand up on their own 2 feet and be the bigger person too.
Well, it's hard always being the one who's trying to be good and thoughtful of other people and their feelings and always considering how your actions affect other people. And it's exhausting, especially when you see ain't shit people kind of go about their lives not giving a fuck.
And that's the reason why I was the villain for a long time.
I feel it. I think for the most part, I've always been pretty good, but there'll be every once in a while where I'll get exhausted and I'm like, I just want to be toxic. Okay. But then I always feel bad.
Yeah.
Then I feel like shame. And then I'm like, oh God.
It's crippling shame. Yeah. It does not feel good.
No.
Oh, we just talked about that. So how does it impact you when you stoop to the actions and energy of others? Yeah. I just said I have found that when I stoop to the level of other people, I end up bound in a cycle, like I said.
It does keep you in a cycle.
It keeps me right where I was before, which is just not good. Like, I end up now having to go through things that I've already been through because I didn't learn the first time.
It's just that whole repetition of like, you know, feeling like you have the right to, you know, do them how they did you or treat them terrible because they treated you terrible, but then you feel the shame and then that like delays your healing and like it's too much.
So I put, is there a certain cycle that you are stuck in right now out of lowering your vibrations or energy or whatever you want to call it to that of others?
I have this thing with rejection where I'll just say like I don't care, and that's in friendships. To where I feel like I legit don't when I'm really lying to myself. Oh, for example.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't care if she don't want to be my friend. I don't care if she gonna be upset about this. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, I was lying to myself because what did I do? I went to her house.
You cared.
I went to her house.
Yeah, because you care about that friendship, and that's fine.
So like, that's one thing. Another thing is that fear of rejection in relationships, where I feel like if I have been rejected, I need to get back into it to somehow get some form of power over them, and then like
it's like you're trying to prove something to yourself.
Something to myself, and to make them hurt.
So once again, lowering yourself to their level.
Yeah. But that's only when I put myself in situations where I know I'm not valued like I should be. That doesn't happen in like, you know, with men who actually value me.
Only the shitheads.
Which there haven't been that many, actually.
Yeah. You really haven't had a lot.
I haven't had too many, which is not. Usually I'm the one who be like, all right, I'm out.
I feel like that right there, even like putting yourself in a position where you are with somebody who obviously is not compatible to you, is you like lowering yourself, obviously your standards.
Yeah.
But you're opening yourself up to be basically engulfed by this other person's. I feel like that's an entity. I ain't gonna lie. That's them dark entities. What are you talking about? They are, because they freaking stick. It's like soul ties.
Yeah.
So it's like when you become immersed in being with somebody who is dark, it takes a long time for you to grow out of that and then come back into your own self.
That's actually facts. And that's where I think soul ties are actually real. Because after dealing with someone with certain issues, you start to take on some of those issues or reflections of those issues. And you're like, whoa, this thing used to be me.
That's the reason why I said that's an entity. It's a dark spirit attached to you that you have to release. Hello. That's exactly what it is. Okay. I said I typically lower my vibration, energy, whatever you would like to call it, since Iyanna hates the word vibration, when it comes to people not showing me the same amount of care that I feel I have shown or would show if I was in their predicament.
Ooh,
so that's me being judgmental, because don't you feel like it?
No.
I
think it's recognizing that like this person isn't as invested as you. This person doesn't live by the same values as you. This person isn't compatible with you. I don't think it's being judgmental though. I think it's making a judgment, but I don't think it's being judgmental.
I can get where you're saying with that. Okay. So I said this leads me to be avoidant of issues if I feel I am typically responsible for handling them. I have resentment and not work up to my potential if I feel those around me aren't being tactful. That's like at my job.
What? People aren't being tactful?
Yeah.
They don't be tactful?
No, y'all obviously don't care about this job. So what y'all want me to do? What y'all want me to do? But that's what I'm saying. That's not good because that does not help me. Like I still should
do the work for yourself.
Yes.
Because it would increase discipline within yourself. It would, But
I don't be caring because I'm like, y'all don't care. So why would I? Y'all the bosses? What y'all doing?
I feel that.
And then the last thing is it keeps me in a pattern of misrepresenting myself. I feel this so deeply. I feel like a lot of people get a bad representation of who I am. Like the person that I feel that I am, people don't necessarily see that person because I show up differently in all these. I don't show up as myself. I'm matching energy and it makes me act out of character all the time. So then when people have these assumptions and things that they think about me and I'd be like, what? That's not me. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I have to think back like, oh, well, I did do this and I did do that and I did that. And so it's like they did not see this version of me because I didn't show up as that version of myself. So I just need to get more comfortable in controlling my own actions and not allowing other people to have my power and take it away from me.
Okay.
Take the time that you need to reflect to make sure that you're doing something that you can live with is what's the most important. And like, Ariel said something when we weren't recording about like survival. I hope she don't step on the keyboard because she was stepping on my keyboard earlier. I don't want to like live in survival mode anymore. I think that's the part I want to live like as the best version of myself that I possibly can. Yeah. And I think that it's very taxing to be like in survival mode. It is. To just be like trying to just make it through. So I'm like, I think I'm at the place of like, how can I build the most enjoyment and feeling the best with myself, even if I'm in environments that feel compromising to me? Like, am I still, just because this environment is not ideal or these people are not ideal, am I going to like give that off, or am I going to give off a sense of like positivity and like when I can, like when I have the ability to like be the person that brightens other people's day because I'm choosing to start my day with like brightness and positivity. I think that a lot of times I start my days with just like the energy of what the place is that I'm like attending to. Yeah. And I think that I'm trying to find more internal motivation instead of like, internal motivation versus being externally motivated, because places and people and things change all the time. So if you're basing how your energy is going to be, like if it's going to be a reflection or a mirror of the experience that you're having, then you can almost guarantee in a lot of circumstances, you might not be the best version of yourself, you know? So I think that's where I'm at. I'm like, I'm tired of surviving. I feel like I've been in survival mode for years and that shit is draining. Yeah. And I'm tired of that.
I feel that. I think what got me out of survival mode is realizing in those scenarios or those situations that are causing anxiety for me is where I would act more outside of what I feel my character is, and where I would feel like I need to do things like match energy. But removing situations or people or things that cause extreme anxiety, make me feel insecure, make me feel crazy, make me not feel like I am myself, I just remove them. Yeah.
That's good.
I'm all for removal or disengagement. What's up?
I'm for removal and disengagement too. I'm not going to lie. I'm at the place, like, even though I want to bring the best version of myself, I'm still a firm believer of boundaries, okay? And sometimes boundaries mean that people got to get the...
Gotta get on.
They do. It's just a part of life. If you want to make sure that you are keeping the energy that you're trying to create around you, that means that you got to look at the people that you're surrounded by and the spaces that you're putting yourself in. If it's some place that you could get out of that is making you negative, then you need to go. Point blank, period. Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. So I know we normally do affirmations, but today I want to give gratitude for things, because that is a way to increase your energy, your mindfulness, your vibration, your whatever, is by giving gratitude.
Okay.
So today I give gratitude to my health, having a roof over my head, food to eat, means to provide for myself, positive and healthy relationships, and the way my mind works. I am highly creative, intuitive, and I am still a dreamer at 28 years old, and I feel very proud of that.
Because you are 28 now.
I'm 28, the big 2-8.
Wow.
The big 2-8.
Yay.
Do you have anything off the top of your head you want to give gratitude?
Yes. Even though I'm going through some form of a health issue, even still, my health, my relationships, my heart, my thick skin, my mind, my blessings, like my car, my money.
Okay.
Hello. Yeah, my resilience.
And that's that on that.
Love that.
So, as always, you all can find us on the TikTok at Fill in the Blank Pod. On YouTube, we are Fill in the Blank Podcast. Please, 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 you all subscribe, comment, leave a thumbs up, all of the things if you want to see us grow and be better. And y'all can also do that on the podcast platform too. Leave us some comments. And see, Violet says, leave them some comments. And on Instagram, we are Fill in the Blank _ I am It's K.G, and Iyanna is
at Iyanna.amore.
We love you guys so much, and thank you for tuning in. Please let us know your thoughts, and we will catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.